She terrorized hospitals and stole millions. The FBI hunted Phoenix for over 3 years. In October 2020, the FBI Cybercrime Division issued a federal arrest warrant for Angela Marie Reeves, a 29-year-old computer programmer from Seattle. The charges were staggering: cyber terrorism, extortion, wire fraud, and conspiracy. But it was the scope of her digital destruction that made her one of the most dangerous fugitives in federal custody. Reeves had orchestrated a series of ransomware attacks that crippled 14 hospitals across 6 states. Her malicious code locked critical patient data systems, forcing emergency rooms to turn away ambulances and delaying life-saving surgeries. At Seattle Children's Hospital, doctors performed emergency heart surgery on a 6-year-old using paper charts after Reeves' virus encrypted the child's medical records. The FBI estimated her hospital attacks endangered over 10,000 patients. But the hospitals were just the beginning. Federal investigators discovered Reeves had simultaneously executed a sophisticated financial heist, penetrating the networks of 43 credit unions nationwide. Using her insider knowledge of banking protocols, she manipulated transaction records and siphoned $47 into cryptocurrency accounts. The money vanished into the digital underground within hours. According to court documents, Reeves had been a gifted programmer at a cybersecurity firm before going rogue. Former colleagues described her as brilliant, but increasingly paranoid. Her digital manifesto, discovered on encrypted servers, revealed a calculated plan to target the most vulnerable institutions in American society. The FBI's Cybercrime Division assembled a task force of 30 agents and analysts. Special Agent Maria Santos, the lead investigator, would later testify that Reeves represented a new breed of cyber terrorist. She weaponized her skills against the most vulnerable targets, Santos said. Hospitals and small credit unions, people's lives and life savings. Angela Reeves was added to the FBI Cyber Most Wanted list on November 3, 2020. The Bureau offered a $250,000 reward for information leading to her capture. Federal agents arrived at Angela Reeves' Capitol Hill apartment at 6:17 a.m. on November 4, 2020. They found an empty room, wiped computers, and a handwritten note taped to the bathroom mirror. "You're too slow, Phoenix." Reeves had vanished 12 hours before the raid. According to building security footage, she left carrying only a small backpack, moving with the calm precision of someone who had planned this moment for months. Her neighbors reported seeing nothing unusual. She had simply disappeared into the Seattle morning. The FBI's initial digital forensics sweep revealed the extent of Reeves' preparation. Her apartment's internet connection had been severed days earlier. Every computer hard drive had been professionally wiped using military-grade deletion software. Even her smartphone was found in pieces, its memory chips destroyed with what investigators later determined was thermite. Special Agent Santos' team immediately began tracking Reeves through traditional digital footprints. They monitored her bank accounts, credit cards, and social media profiles. Nothing. Her car remained parked in her apartment complex, seemingly abandoned. Phone records showed no outgoing calls for weeks before her disappearance. The breakthrough came when analysts discovered Reeves had been using the online alias Phoenixes to communicate on encrypted forums for months before vanishing. These messages, decoded from dark web servers, revealed her detailed escape plans. "The system wants to silence truth-tellers," one message read. "But fire cannot be contained." For 6 months, the Phoenix persona continued taunting investigators through encrypted messages posted on cybercriminal forums. She leaked details about the FBI's investigation methods, demonstrating she was still monitoring law enforcement communications. Each message came from different proxy servers spanning dozens of countries, making location tracking impossible. "She was playing games with us," Agent Santos later recalled. Phoenix would post hints about new attacks, then go silent for weeks. We'd trace the digital breadcrumbs to empty internet cafes in Romania or abandoned servers in Thailand, always one step ahead. The early months of the Manhunt consumed thousands of investigative hours and yielded nothing but digital ghosts and false leads. The FBI expanded the search into a multi-agency cyber task force in spring 2021. The U.S. Secret Service, NSA, and Interpol joined the hunt for Phoenix. Agent Santos' team grew to include blockchain analysts, behavioral psychologists, and undercover cyber operatives. The federal budget allocated $2.30 million specifically for the Reeves manhunt. For 3 years, investigators tracked Phoenix through the digital underground. She had become a ghost in the machine, moving through encrypted networks and anonymous cryptocurrency exchanges. The task force identified over 400 potential sightings across 17 countries, each one leading to dead ends or deliberate misdirection. The closest they came was in Denver, Colorado, in August 2022. A cybersecurity conference reported suspicious network activity matching Phoenix's signature methods. FBI agents raided a downtown hotel within hours, finding a laptop still warm from use and room service trays with food barely touched. Security footage showed a woman in a hooded sweatshirt leaving through the service elevator just minutes before agents arrived. "She was right there," Agent Santos said years later. "We missed her by maybe 10 minutes. You could still smell her coffee." A similar near miss occurred in Miami 8 months later. Phoenix had been using a compromised server at a university to launch new attacks against regional banks. The FBI's cyber team traced the connection to a shared workspace downtown. By the time agents arrived, they found only an abandoned laptop and a fresh cup of tea still steaming on the desk. The psychological profile suggested Phoenix was becoming increasingly reckless, unable to resist taunting law enforcement. Her encrypted messages grew more frequent and personal, including details about individual agents' families and personal lives. She had somehow infiltrated FBI communications, turning their own technology against them. Months turned into years, but the task force never wavered. Agents worked 18-hour days, following digital breadcrumbs across continents. They analyzed thousands of cryptocurrency transactions, monitored hundreds of encrypted communication channels, and pursued every lead. Phoenix thought she was untouchable, Special Agent Santos reflected. She got comfortable hiding behind screens and proxy servers. But every criminal makes mistakes. We just had to be patient enough to catch hers. By 2024, the manhunt had consumed over 50,000 investigative hours across 6 federal agencies. The break came from the most mundane source imaginable, a $4.50 coffee purchase. On March 8, 2024, FBI blockchain analysts monitoring cryptocurrency transactions flagged an unusual pattern. Someone had converted a small amount of Bitcoin to dollars specifically to buy coffee at a Portland café called Digital Grind. The transaction amount was tiny, but the digital signature matched algorithms Phoenix had used in previous attacks. Special Agent Santos' team had been monitoring thousands of cryptocurrency wallets for 3 years. Most transactions involved large sums moving through complex international exchanges. This single coffee purchase stood out precisely because it was so ordinary and so careless. She got comfortable, Agent Santos later explained. 3 years and 4 months of successfully hiding made her think she was invincible. That coffee purchase was pure arrogance. Within 6 hours, federal analysts had traced the transaction through 7 different blockchain networks, back to its origin point. A laptop computer connected to public Wi-Fi at Digital Grind Café in Portland's Pearl District. Security footage from the coffee shop showed a woman matching Reeves' description, sitting alone at a corner table with multiple electronic devices. The FBI moved quickly but carefully. Portland field office agents conducted surveillance of Digital Grind for 48 hours, documenting regular customers and identifying potential escape routes. They discovered that the woman visited the cafe every Tuesday and Thursday morning, always sitting at the same corner table, always ordering the same drink, medium dark roast, no cream. On March 14th, undercover agents positioned themselves throughout the cafe. Special Agent Maria Santos posed as a freelance writer, laptop open, sitting 2 tables away. Agent David Kim worked behind the counter as a temporary barista, having received 24 hours of coffee-making training. At 9:23 a.m., Angela Reeves walked through the front door of Digital Grind Café. She carried a black messenger bag and wore a baseball cap pulled low over her eyes. For the first time in over 3 years, federal agents had eyes on their target. The woman who had terrorized hospitals and stolen millions was about to order her last cup of coffee as a free person. "We had her," Agent Santos recalled. After 1247 days, Phoenix was finally within reach. Angela Reeves never made it to her usual table. As she approached the counter to order, Agent Kim behind the espresso machine gave the predetermined signal. Agent Santos closed her laptop and stood up. 4 additional agents entered through the front and back doors simultaneously. The entire café was surrounded within seconds. "FBI, Angela Reeves, you're under arrest," Agent Santos announced, drawing her weapon. Reeves froze for exactly 3 seconds. Then she spun toward the emergency exit, her hand diving into her messenger bag. Agent Santos tackled her before she could reach whatever she was grabbing for. The bag spilled open, revealing 3 laptops, multiple encrypted hard drives, and $15,000 in cash. "Don't touch those drives," Reeves screamed as agents secured the devices. "You have no idea what you're dealing with." The arrest took less than 90 seconds. Federal agents immediately secured all electronic evidence and transported Reeves to the Portland FBI field office. Digital forensics experts began analyzing her devices within the hour, discovering active connections to bank networks in 4 countries. Angela Marie Reeves was formally charged with 23 federal counts, including cyber terrorism, wire fraud, money laundering, and conspiracy. The evidence was overwhelming. Investigators found detailed records of her hospital attacks, cryptocurrency theft, and 3 years of encrypted communications as Phoenix. During her federal trial in Seattle, prosecutors presented testimony from hospital administrators whose facilities had been crippled by her ransomware. Dr. Jennifer Walsh, chief of pediatric surgery at Seattle Children's Hospital, testified that Reeves' attack had delayed 12 critical surgeries, including operations on premature infants. "She weaponized technology against the most vulnerable people in our society," prosecutor David Harrison told the jury. "Children in intensive care, elderly patients in emergency rooms, families whose life savings disappeared overnight." On November 15, 2024, Angela Reeves was sentenced to 25 years in federal prison without possibility of parole. She showed no remorse during sentencing, telling the judge her actions were digitally justified resistance. Today, Angela Reeves serves her sentence at FCI Dublin, a federal correctional institution in California. Her capture led to improved cybersecurity protocols at hospitals nationwide and enhanced FBI capabilities for tracking cryptocurrency crimes. The 3-year, 4-month manhunt for Phoenix was over. Justice had been served.